friends. Mark Holmes here. Of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here this morning. How's everybody doing on this? Thank God it's Thursday. Wow, it is Thursday, and we have actually the Washington football team against the New York stinking Giants. Wow, it is week 2 in the NFL. Before you know it, the season is over with. Enjoy these games. I'm telling you, it takes so long for it to get here, and then it's just gone before you know it. So I'm going to enjoy each and every game, regardless of what happens on the field. I will be here week in and week out. And it's funny. It's actually not funny. It's kind of sad. You know, I love doing this. I love doing this, but I hate to say it, but some of our fans are just we're crazy. So many people have said, DeMarcus Lawrence, get rid of him, trade him. He's a bum. He doesn't get enough sacks. We don't need him. He gets hurt. Never, oh my God, he's hurt. The season's over with. We can't beat anybody. Which is it? Which is it? Is it DeMarcus Lawrence is a must-have guy that we have to have him and we can't win without him? Or is it he's a bum and get rid of him? You can't have both. It's one or the other. The word is the broken foot. Basically, he's going to be out for September, and we'll be back by November. That's the way it is. It's just the way it is. We're not the only team that's dealing with injuries. Everybody deals with injuries. It's how you react to those injuries. Now, I'm going to hate to say this, but what'll happen will be is if the Cowboys, of course, lose to the Chargers in the same way we lost to, of course, Tampa Bay, people will look and they'll say, Dak Prescott, you know, he hasn't won and blah, blah, blah. But at least I'm going to say that I did get this morning when I started out. I did at least hear this because this was Mike Greenberg who said that he believes that the Washington football team is one of the best teams in the NFC. Right now I'm looking at Seattle. I'm looking at the 49ers. I'm looking at the Cardinals. I'm looking at the Rams. I'm looking at New Orleans. I'm looking at Tampa Bay. I don't think Washington is in that group, but that's just me. But he did say this morning.
And looking at week 1 in its totality. So I'm going to do a little tell me I'm wrong here. I want to see if anyone disagrees with this because, you know, we live in a world now where Thursday night feels like so long ago it's kind of hard to remember that it was a part of week 1. But if I were to make the following statement, you tell me if you would disagree with me. Of all of the players who played in the National Football League in week 1, the best was Dak Prescott. And I say that, and most people think that I hate the Cowboys, which I don't, but I'm certainly, I'm not Dominique. I'm not like a member of his family or a member of the fan club, but I'm just watching and calling it like I see it. Marcus Spears, if I said the best player in the National Football League week 1 of this season, all things considered, was Dak Prescott, would you tell me I'm wrong?
All things considered, I would tell you you're right, G, because of the circumstances that Dak went through and being away from the game so long. And also I take into account that he played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense as well. So, yeah, I would go with Dak Prescott as the most impressive performance based on all of the circumstances.
And look.
Wow. Yet these same shows will say, well, Dak Prescott, you know, they haven't won a game with him under center, you know, and they did. But it's like, how much more do you have to do? How much more does he have to do? Well, with Tank Lawrence out and Randy Gregory as well, the Dallas Cowboys, between Terrell Basham, Bradley, and I, God, I'm having a brain fart. Kamara, Terrell Basham, Bradley, and forgive me, it's still early, haven't had enough coffee. But between all of our defensive linemen that'll be active, defensive ends, there's a total of 10 sacks out there. And 7.5 of them are from Terrell Basham. Terrell Basham is our best or most experienced pass rusher this weekend going in, Justin Hubert. Justin Hubert, who was only pressured on 12% of his dropbacks by the Tampa Bay defense. He's going to be playing at home, going against our defense with Anthony Brown out there, who definitely had a rough outing. And when you look at that, you say the Cowboys defense has got no chance. Now, I proposed, and I doubt that they'll do it, but I would end up doing more of the 3-4 defense and actually having Micah Parsons as an outside linebacker. Outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense is really kind of like a defensive end. It's a hybrid because you do some covering, but for the most part, you're rushing the passer. And I would say that he is probably our best pass rusher that we have out there. We'll see what they end up doing to create extra pressure. But in the end, it's going to be live or die with Dak Prescott's arm. That's the reality of it. We're going to have to score points. We're going to have to continue to score points. We're going to need to, every time we get the football, get touchdowns. Not field goals now. Touchdowns. It's a raw deal because you put Dak Prescott on with the Washington football team, boom, that's a Super Bowl team. You put Dak Prescott on with the Colts, that's a Super Bowl team. You put Dak Prescott on almost any team, the performances that he's making, that team is instantly better. But because this team is young, because this team has problems with defense, because it has problems with special teams, we have been struggling the last couple of years. Quite frankly, the Dallas Cowboys lucked the hell out getting Dak Prescott in the 4th round of the NFL draft. We cannot waste what we have here because players like this don't come along very often. Say what you will about Dak Prescott, like Rashid. He's not a winner. I want a winner like Teddy Bridgewater. Okay. All right. Tell you what. You put Dak on Denver and see if you don't make it to the Super Bowl with that defense. But with all that being said, I believe that this Dallas Cowboy team wins this weekend. I look at it and I say, it's not really a home field advantage, I don't think, for the Chargers, because the Chargers have never really been embraced by L.A. L.A. is literally like Dallas West when it comes to Cowboy fans. That's why they go to Oxnard every year, building that base. That place will be full of Cowboy fans. And don't discount somebody just because they haven't been on the field before. People are nobodies until they become somebody. And the way you become somebody is by actually playing and earning it. So don't look at this as a blow to the Dallas Cowboys defense. Look at this as an opportunity for others to shine. We'll see what Dan Quinn and the Dallas Cowboys cook up. This week has been kind of rough with the injuries and things, but as bad as it is losing La'el Collins for the next, 5 weeks, we still have a really good offensive line. And it's looking like the Cowboys have decided not to kick Zach Martin out. Instead of saying, I'm going to put the best 5 players on the field, we're going to try and keep continuity. And they look at it as, if we have Tyler Badish with Zach Martin next to Terrence Steele, that Zach Martin is able to help both of those guys better than if Zach Martin's out there on the island. Cowboys will be able to do things. Unfortunately, when you think about that Atlanta Falcon game where Chaz Green got eaten up, the Cowboys didn't give him any help. they continued to let him go one-on-one on a guy who was feeling it. And once you start feeling it, it creates more excitement and energy, and it's just like a snowball that went downhill. The Cowboys recognize that Terrence Steele is going to need help, and that's why you end up doing more 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets, max protection. You keep Zeke Elliott in the backfield to chip him on the way out. And the way you slow down that Joey Bosa, the way you slow down that pass rush is you have Zeke in the backfield right there next to Dak Prescott. He goes out, he chips, and by that I mean he gives him the forearm shiver, hits him, lets him go on by, turns around, there's the ball. You've got a soft spot there. You start hitting that a few times, it slows down that pass rusher because now the screen is eating them up. There are things we can do to make up for those because the whole offensive line, it's just one guy that's out. In the same breath, it sucks that our edge rushers are out. But if we use that 3-4 defense, we're using all of those linebackers that we have sitting on the bench and taking a Micah Parsons and basically creating that pass rush through him. We'll see what the game plan is. I actually have to say that the Dallas Cowboys, they fell short against Tampa Bay. Our fans, of course, are still pissed off that we suck and everything else. But that game they played against the defending Super Bowl champions on the road in their house was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn good. Say what you will that Zeke Elliott didn't touch the ball. They knew by analytics that it wasn't going to work if he did. And they didn't waste their time on it. Well, we'll find out what the analytics say for this weekend and see where we go. We'll be live streaming tonight for the Washington football team as their stadium takes a dump on the fans. And as the New York stinking Giants come in with their maggot meatballs. And we'll see what happens. One of those two teams has to come out the basement. I think it'll probably be Washington. With that being said,
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
you know you'll see me all day. All day. Make it a good one.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?